I believe that all students should be held to the same standards, regardless of if they play sports or if they are on a math meet. All children should be held to the same standards. Unfortunately, we don't. We hold certain students to lower standards because they play sports. I'd like to highlight a statistic by the NCAA. Less than 2% of college student athletes go on to play professionally. Now, this includes both what you're thinking of the NHL, NFL, NBA, where they make large sums of money, and these subgenres and subsets where they make much less and still struggle, even though they've succeeded their dream. Now, I don't believe we should allow children to gamble away their future like this. Essentially, such a low chance of winning and such a high chance of failure. Instead, I believe it should be a balancing act. We should hold the same amount of focus towards sports as we do academics. We shouldn't relieve all of the focus from sports because it is a good thing to follow your dreams. You should be going after something, you should be chasing a goal, but that shouldn't come at the cost of your future and your present. We need to build a backup for these children. Um, One of the worst things about this problem is that there is no plan B. These students go to college and leave with no degree. If they don't go to one of these high places like the NFL, they are drowning in debt with no real way of paying it off. So I'd like to ask you, what is school for? A lot of people would agree with me in saying that it is for learning. It is to have a better shot at your future, and it is to make yourself better. School is not for profit. And one of the main problems with treating student athletes the way that we do is that we let them get away with certain things because they bring a profit to these schools. They bring such large sums of money that we let them pass just to continue to get that amount of money year after year, which is unfair. It's not only unfair to all the other students who have to pass higher standards, higher GPA standards, but also to the students who don't, because being held to less of a standard when they're this young will affect them in the future. The NCAA actually says that students who are held to the same standards have a higher integrity throughout their life. Now, one of the ways that we can solve this is by supporting all of our student athletes academically. We need to give them the same access to tutoring. We need to give them the same resources for notebooks, pens, pads, everything that they need. Um, uh, the next thing I'd like to talk about is what it means to succeed. Winning means that you are succeeding both in your academics and as an athlete. If you are chasing two different things, it should not come at the cost of one of them. If you are a great athlete but don't make it pro and have absolutely no school career behind you, uh, then you will be in the eyes of the public for most of your college career, but it will come to no benefit for you later in life. With no degree and lots of debt, there is it paints a very poor picture for thousands of athletes. Now, the only way for us to get over this is to speak up. You have to use social media, use your voice, speak to government officials to change bills, change laws to make it fair for everybody. There should be no separate standard for any student for nearly any reason. We need to call to them to enforce GPA standards, um, allow academic monitoring of every student, and increase the availability of all of these resources. We need it to be not only possible, but easy for student athletes to chase a scholarly career.